Hey everyone, I'm the Rev, and if you're watching this video within a week of it being uploaded, then that must mean I'm on my holidays. Yep, my little skinny pasty white bum will be getting some sunburn with a bit of luck. It doesn't take much, I can get sunburn under a light bulb. But enough of that, what are we doing for the video? Well, it's 12 laps of Sebring. I don't have 12 hours, but I do have 12 laps. The 12 hours of Sebring, that's coming up in a couple of weeks, so I thought it more than fitting to jump in the IMSA cars. We're in the Cadillac, she looks absolutely fantastic, thanks to the custom livery, which I've linked in the video description below. Let's see how we get on in this multi-class race at Sebring. So you've got me, I'm in the Cadillac, and then we've got a full quarter of GT3 cars, so there should be some traffic and some multi-class action towards the end of this race. Now the AI, they're set to 120, never raced them on 120 before, absolutely maxed out, so I'm just hoping to not finish last in the hypercar class. So I'm currently running in 16th, I've had a decent first lap, I did start at the back of the hypercar class. So we've made a few positions, tiny little bit of contact there with the BMW, but it was nothing major, we both got away with that one. I have to say that it felt fantastic to jump back onto Automobilista 2. I'd had a very heavy week, I was playing lots of Le Mans Ultimate at the time because the new update had dropped and I was thoroughly enjoying it, so I'd spent plenty of time on Sebring in the GT3s on Le Mans Ultimate. So I was more than happy to jump back onto Automobilista 2, and I have to say that playing both the games, they felt massively different, but both felt really good. I enjoyed both, but they're very, very different games. I'd say that LMU was a bit more, let's say, intricate maybe on the brakes than Automobilista 2, but no less fun is Automobilista 2, not in any way, shape or form. It's a fantastic sim and I can't wait to do more videos and look at more content that's coming to Automobilista 2 this year. Heading into lap 2 now, we're still chasing the BMW of Farias ahead. I'm a little bit wide into turn 1, that's not what we need, but I just managed to gather up the front of the Cadillac. Now this hypercar felt fantastic on Automobilista 2. It had really good weight to it, great road feeling, it wasn't skirting around, it wasn't sliding about as is often the criticism that's levelled at Automobilista 2. These feel really planted, they're really, really good versions of these cars. With a bit of luck, one day we might see the Ferrari hypercar and the Peugeot and a few more added to Automobilista 2. I think that'd be great. Or also the Valkyrie, that'd be fantastic too. I get some fabulous traction there, out of the tight right-hander, and we managed to get the job done on the BMW, and we're up to 15th behind Eng in the other BMW. As you can see there, the Raw Racing BMW behind, that's another custom skin. I'll link it into the video description if I can remember where I found it. It'll be on Overtake GG, I would have thought, because that's where I get the vast majority of my skins. The Cadillac sounds fantastic, and on the curb there, you can just see the rears hook up really nicely. As you put the power down, you can really feel in the steering wheel the rear of the car bite. It hunkers down and you feel the tyres grip, and you just know that you've got great traction to keep it nailed. Little bit of a twitch from the BMW behind. So we've managed to drop him on the straight. You've got the sun now coming through the windscreen as it sets at Sebring for our 12 lap race. It looks magnificent. Automobilista 2, easily one of the best looking sims out there, up with any of the best ones. It certainly felt good to be back on Automobilista 2, and it's definitely a change to jump on, race some single player, race some AI. It's a little bit calmer and a little bit more relaxing than racing online. Don't get me wrong, racing online's fun, absolutely love it. But we know what I'm like on this channel, regular viewers will know, I do tend to jump from sim to sim. I race whatever I feel like at that particular moment in time, and at this moment I just wanted some AMS2. Bit of AMS2 against the AI. We all know the AI on Automobilista 2 is fantastic, it's getting better all the time with every single patch, so it's really organic and it's really good. It's probably my go-to single player experience. Coming out of those slow right-handers at Sebring, this Cadillac was absolutely magnificent. It was great when it came to traction, and you could certainly pull great bit of time on the AIs. I throw it up the inside of the BMW. He tries to hang it around the outside, but it's nice and clean. There's no contact with anyone, which is always good to see. And that's another quality move. We're up to 14th, And we've got Cairoli in the Lamborghini ahead. I may have just murdered his name, the pronunciation, I probably have done with my dodgy northern accent, but I do my very best. I have to say that at this point in the race I was quite impressed. I didn't for a second think that I'd be able to make up places like I did do against the AI when they were on max. I didn't have the pace of the leaders, that's a dead cert. But I thought, you never know, a top 10 finish could be on. Was I being a little bit ambitious? Maybe. But set your sights high and see what you can do. Just look at that livery. It's absolutely gorgeous, isn't it? The Hertz livery there on the Cadillac, which is a beautiful car, sounds fantastic with its V8, and it's just a great looking car, great to drive, fantastic inside. Look at the cockpit's beautiful. Luke, if you're watching, mate, I've changed my field of view. Oh, the Lamborghini's had a moment, he's inside of the Alpine. We managed not to make contact with anyone, the BMW's right up our chuff. Are we going to get the move done on the Alpine now? I think we are. There's a bit of contact between the Beamer and the Alpine behind. Oh, it's all going off at Sebring. But we've got it done. And we're up to 13th. Cairoli's still there, Nasser ahead of him. What can we do between now and the end of this race? Don't forget, we've still got the GT3s at some point. We're going to get right onto the back of them. Now that I've played so much Automobilista 2 and so much Le Mans Ultimate, I find it so weird to think that I hadn't really experienced multi-class racing until I started this channel. Can I go up the inside of the Lamborghini? He's left the door open, late on the brakes. No contact rev, give him the room. He's still there. Little bit of a twitch. And we managed to get the job done. Woo! And we're up to 12th. So we've got Nasser ahead now. He's in a Porsche, I believe. What can we do about him? But I've ran wide. I've let the Lamborghini through. Little shake of the head from me. Absolute Muppets trick. What am I doing? Never mind. All that work to do to get back up to the back of the Lamborghini. We'll do it all again. And with a bit of luck, we won't make errors if we get past him this time. But, as I was saying, in terms of multi-class racing, never really experienced it until I started this YouTube channel. If there's one thing this YouTube channel has done, it's certainly opened my eyes to loads of different tracks, different cars, different styles of racing. I was probably a little bit pigeonholed before I started the channel. I'd play the same tracks, the same cars, the same combos basically in essence, and the same variations. I think it was probably a long time since I'd learnt a new track on my own. I think I stuck to tracks that I knew, whereas, for example, Bahrain on LMU, never driven it before, so it was massively different to learn this new track. Really enjoyed it as well, and obviously adding a bit more variety, it just spiced things up and just made me enjoy it even more. Sebring here on AMS2 is another example. I thought that I knew Sebring because I do remember driving it quite often on Forza Motorsport, but as soon as I jumped into it here on an actual sim on Automobilista 2, it felt very different and I couldn't really remember it, so in essence it felt like learning a brand new track again. So with having to learn new tracks and try new cars, it certainly added some more variety and some more spice to my sim racing, and I'm really grateful for it, to be fair, because I don't want it to get stale. I want to enjoy it, and I hope that comes across in the videos, that when I'm sat in this rig I am really enjoying myself for the most part. Whether that's racing online or racing offline here against the AI, I think it's fantastic. That corner again, just love that corner in this Cadillac. Really feel the rears hook up. It's a fabulous feeling on the force feedback. It really is. Can't get over how beautiful this livery is as well. Fantastic job by the community. The community keep these games going, they keep these games fresh. I really love the work they do, and I can't thank them enough, and I'm always happy to showcase their work. I think as well that that's probably another thing that I found surprising since starting this channel. The amount of discords that I've been invited to, the amount of awesome lads out there that have wanted to give me tips, to give me a hand with setups, to give me a hand with my own settings, people that have given me a hand in terms of feedback from my videos. It's just been great. Everybody's been willing to help, well, for the most part. There was a couple of people that I reached out to early on that just completely ignored me, and that's a bit of a shame. But some people have really helped me out. Owen Evans, he massively helped me out at the beginning. He's a big Automobilista 2 fan, does fantastic videos in VR. If you've not seen his channel, go and check him out. And he was more than happy to plug me very early on, which I thought was lovely. So I've definitely been surprised by just how much positivity, how much help there has been within the sim racing community. Maybe it's opened my eyes a little bit. Oh, track limit warning for me, Rev. Pull your finger out, lad. Don't be doing stupid things like that. 1 of 6 though. So I have got a few more chances before I get a penalty. We're halfway through this race now. We're still in 13th position. I've not managed to make massive inroads into the Lamborghini ahead. But if you look on the track map, we are coming up to the GT3s. Within a lap and a half, I would imagine, we'll be up to the GT3 class. And then we'll see how the AI manages to scythe its way through the field. Will the hypercars get bogged down behind the GT3s? Will the GT3s cause issues? Well, we're going to find out. The AI in Automobilista 2, as I've already said, I think it's fantastic. But I must give a mention as well to the AI for Le Mans Ultimate. I did a little bit of single player racing on that, and my god was I pleasantly surprised. The AI was really good. Again, they were dead decisive when they were going through the field. When the hypercars came past you, they didn't hang about, they didn't get stuck behind you, they didn't get stuck behind one another. They didn't half make a move and get past you. It was really good AI. The class that I was racing as well, the GT3s, they would defend against you, they'd look for moves past you. It really was great. I'd say it was on a par with Automobilista 2, and that's big praise because we all know that I love Automobilista 2's AI. But the races that I had on Le Mans Ultimate, I couldn't fault them either. As a single player experience, really worth it. And I think while we're on the subject of other sims, it's worth noting that on Reverend Sim Racing, you're not really going to see me say, this sim is better than this sim smashes this sim. I believe that the vast majority of them have all got their plus points. There is not one perfect sim, not for me. I love the original Assetto Corsa. It allows me to drive cars and tracks that I can't find anywhere else. I love Assetto Corsa Competizione. I've played it for 280 hours. I've had some of the best races ever around Oulton Park in a GT3 class car. That's thanks to Assetto Corsa Competizione. I really enjoyed the handling. I enjoyed how it looked. It was a great game. It is a great game. No, it was. I'm talking like it's dead. It's not dead. It's still there. I still will play it. What I'm saying is, it's still a great game. It's a great sim. Automobilista 2. The work Riser's done on this sim, absolutely fantastic. It looks beautiful, handles really well, bar the GT3s, which I still think handle poorly, but other than that, handles fantastically well, looks the part. AI is fantastic. As a single player experience, it's fantastic, it really is. It's all starting to go off now though on track. The hypercars have caught the GT3s. Massive gaggle of GT3 cars. One of the Lamborghinis, he's got stuck behind the GT3s. The BMW and the Porsche ahead though, they've scythed through. We're going to try and follow him. We've got a Porsche for company as we come through the bumpy last turn. Massive bump there. And I get myself another track limit warning. That's 2 out of 6. Luckily though, there's only 4 laps left. So penalty wise, I should be okay. But we're up to 11th. We've got more GT3s now in turn 1. The BMW tucks it tight. We're going to try and go around the outside. Almost a bit of contact. The Porsche goes inside. We get late on the brakes and we're now closing up to the back of the hypercars. We've got Duarte, he's there for company. He's in the sister Cadillac. Just caught up behind the Mercedes. But they're going around the outside, so the AI, they're siding the way through as best they can. And we're going to stick with the sister Cadillac. However, we are going to bear in mind that at this right-hander, we're really good on traction. The Porsche is wide. That's another place. We're up to 10th. A 10th place finish would be magnificent, but we're side by side now with the sister Cadillac. We certainly don't want to make contact with our teammate, which we managed to not do. We get the job done and we're up to 9th position. This is a fantastic race. With the AI set on max, I never for a second thought I'd be in the top 10. So at this moment in time, I'm massively exceeding my expectations. I'm going to try and go up the inside of the Corvette. The Cadillac's come back up my inside. I'm stuck now behind the Audi and he's back through. He's back through, we're down to 10th. I go round the outside of the Audi just. He gets caught by the McLaren. That's going to allow us to close up again. This is a classic inter-team battle. He goes round the outside. I'm going to try and throw it up the inside, which we managed to do, but the Cadillac, he's broken away from us a little bit. I'm hoping now that we can get this Lamborghini done before the end of this straight. Thanks to the fantastic pace of this Caddy in a straight line, we get it done. I'm wide into the final corner. Managed to get on the power early, but I've just allowed the sister Cadillac to break away from me. Little smile from me there, because that was a fantastic little bit of racing with the AI. There's 3 laps of this race to go. I'm in 10th position. What am I going to be able to do from here? There's still going to be some argy-bargies with GT3s, I'm sure there is, because we're catching them hand over fist, and there's a good group of them yet. We've got a BMW up, he's next. Is he going to get involved in this inter-team battle with the Cadillacs? No, he's well out of the way. Great bit of driving from the BMW driver. Traction out these slow corners. This is where the Cadillac's strong, but he's in a Cadillac as well. He gets on the power early, I get on the power. I've got a better run. We're approaching Rexy the Porsche. Will I be able to make this move stick before we get there? I don't know, we're closing fast. Onto the brakes, keep the tight line. He's still there, he's on the inside. Almost got some contact. He's going to go around the outside of the Porsche. I'm going to go up the inside. The Porsche driver there must have had eyes in the back of his head. He's still there though. But he's still managed to keep the place. Duarte, I give him a little salute. Great bit of driving from the AI. It may not have been the 12 hours of Sebring, it might only have been the 12 laps, but so far it's been quite eventful. You can certainly have some awesome multi-class racing on Automobilista too. If you've got a free half an hour, you can follow my settings. As I say, 12 laps of Sebring, set in the evening, AI on 120, medium aggressiveness. I think the mistakes were set on 2 times, something like that. And you can have yourself a great little multi-class race at Sebring. As the sun starts to set though, it's 10 laps out of 12, I've got 2 laps left. I'm in 10th place. To be fair, it's higher than I thought I would be, but will I be able to do anything about the sister caddy? She's held up a little bit by the Mercedes, I'm right up its chuff. As we go into the first sector, what are we going to be able to do with these GT3s? The sister caddy on the power early, little bit of a squirm, held up behind the McLaren. I'm going to go up the inside, and we get the job done. We're more aggressive, we're more decisive than the AI when it came to passing the GT3s, and that's allowed me to take 9th position. Am I going to be able to hold on to it though? We all know what happened. I made a mistake and let him back through. So now I've got to be careful when I'm passing these GT3 cars. To be inside the top 10, that'd be way higher than I thought I would be. I just must be careful as I pass these GT3s round the outside of the McLaren. Bit of a squirm as I put the traction down in the caddy, but it's job done. If you like what I do on the channel, then please do hit that like and subscribe button. Every like, every comment, it all massively helps me out, so I very much appreciate it. If you've got any feedback for me, be it good or bad, then do let me know. On every video I get, I don't know, let's say 8, 9, 10 thumbs down. I'd much rather have you tell me what the reason is that you gave me the thumbs down. At least that way then I can improve. I always want to try and be better, and the only way I can do that is if I'm told what the issues are, and then I can try and fix them. Automobilista 2 looking glorious as we head through the last corner for the second to last time here at Sebring. Massively bumpy, but it's a great corner. We've still got the sister Cadillac, she's just behind, getting harried by the Lamborghini. We're passing GT3's rant away. Down 4th gear, you can feel the fronts hook up really nicely in the Cadillac. Look for the 300 meter board, get on the brakes. I'm going to have to be a little bit tentative now through this section. I certainly don't want to be making any kind of contact with this McLaren, but the Cadillac, she's right back with us. Round the outside of the McLaren for me, round the outside of the McLaren for her, past the BMW 2, and the sister caddy, she's siding her way through the field as well. Early on the brakes, get on the power, get some good traction, which we do. Exactly what we needed, allowed us to fire ourselves out of that corner. Just ahead of us now, we've got the GT3 Audi. We're not catching it in the ideal position. We're just going to hang back, see what it does. Luckily it jumps out the way, allows us up the inside. Smooth sailing for us. Watch the mirror. What's the sister caddy going to do? They've caught him in an unideal position as well. And I think they just got bought that little bit, but now they're going to fire their way past. But that's given us a little bit of breathing space, and we're about 21 seconds behind the leader. With the AI on maximum, I'd say that's not that bad. Not that bad at all for us. But overall, I think you can agree, that for what, a 12 lap race, multi-class against the AI, it's been great fun. As I stated earlier in the video, all these sims, they all have their own strengths, and single player gaming, Automobilista 2, it's one of my go-tos. It's what I would recommend to somebody if they asked me, if they said, Rev, what should I buy if I don't really want to race online, I just want to do some offline racing. Due to the amount of content, the AI, the way it looks, the way it sounds, the way it feels, I'd choose Automobilista 2. Would I recommend it for online racing? No, not for a second. I have tried it on the LFM. I don't find the collisions, I don't find the netcode to be particularly good. It's just not something for me. There's just other racers out there that do online racing much better. But lucky for us sim racers these days, no matter what car combo we want to do, online or off, the variety of sims that are out there now on the market, we're always covered. We're coming now to the last 3/4 of a lap of this race. I've still got the sister Cadillac for company. We're going to take one last look at this fabulous community created livery as we try and bring this caddy home for a top 10 finish with our first ever race with the AI set to maximum. In terms of consistency, it wasn't my finest, but it wasn't my worst. I did make that error when I passed the Lamborghini, but other than that, it's not been too bad. So what we're going to do now is just try and keep it neat and tidy and bring the car home in 9th position. This is a great sector on Sebring, love the S's. You can feel the car hook up on the curbs, especially the front end. Just try and get it touched, there you go, and that way then you can nail the throttle. The sun coming in through the windscreen, Automobilista 2 at its best. Little deep breath for me, little look at the camera. Again, these little sprint races, they don't half tire me out. I must be getting old, because I couldn't do these endurance races for 3 or 4 hours like some of you. I take my hat off to you, and I take my hat off to Automobilista 2. Overall, really enjoyed the race. As always, I've been the Reverend. Thank you very much for watching.